Yo, good evening, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens. This is your man and homie, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, YouTuber, creator, host with the most, misunderstood, lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, and of course, Queens, New York native who is also a New York Mets fan from the neck of the woods of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And yes, you're now rocking, streaming, listening, and watching the 86th episode of the Sports Edition show. Excellent, fun, vibrant talks podcast. This is a space where we talk all things sports, including football, basketball, baseball, including the New York Mets, and so much more. And now, we are live and direct from StreamYard and YouTube. If you are new to the sports YouTube channel page, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me on the sports YouTube channel page right here, and of course leave a like and a comment along with the sports topics in each episode, which helps the channel very much to grow. And I have a little announcement a little bit later on, actually, in regards to creating a page for a certain social media app. That and details will be discussed in a few minutes. And of course, happy 2025, man. You know what I'm saying? How's everyone's 2025 going so far? I mean, yeah, I gotta say, man, like the beginning of 2025, I was not expecting to hear about the wildfires. And just a couple minutes ago, I heard there's a five alarm fire in the Bronx, which I will touch on my comedy on my comedy future episode of Off the Meat Rat Cheese New York Avenue podcast. All right. And yes, be sure to tell a friend to another friend, share the videos and all that great stuff right there. Now, um, all right, so um I want to get into some stuff that I want to get into some stuff actually in regards to some speculation in regards to some rumors. Um so hold on a second. Why don't we just get started with with the with a segment that I like to call right here right now with rumor rumors rumor alerts in the air. All right. For those of you that's new, this is where I talk about some rumor alerts in the air as far as like the stories that needs to be debunked. All right. There'll be some times there's some things that's like implied and full of emphasis. So we'll we'll break this down, man. All right. Here we go. All right. What the hell's going on here? All right, hold on a second. I need to get rid of just something real quick. Okay. All right, now we can get this on the road now. All right, here we go. All right, some rumors in the air in regards to the New York Mets. Let's get into it here. All right. Um all right. So, This is according to the folks from Rising Apple. All right, so let's get into this story right here. Hold on one second. So, according to Rising Apple, the New York Mets rumors have been abundant this week with a heavy focus on pitching. While the well, actually, while the wait to learn where Juan Soto goes intensifies, the B story this week is how the team will continue to fill its rotation after signing Frankie Montas. What we've learned from this week's Mets rumors is the team may not be done hunting for perceived free agent bargains, while not necessarily going to the clearance rack at the dollar store. Rumblings of the team considering Walker Bueller or something as bold as making Clay Holmes a starting pitcher offer a hint of where David Stern's head is at, and maybe even one of his biggest off-season concerns. How willing are the Mets to sign a pitcher to a long-term deal? Well, the well of top-tier free agent starting pitchers without offer penalties attached to them is drying up. Blake Snell got his deal. So did hold on. UC Kikuchi, a pitcher more on the same platform as Sean Manaea, who re-signed with the Mets not too long ago. While market could stall because he does have the QO penalties dragging behind him. Yeah, qualifying offer. That's what that is. The Mets wouldn't suffer any backlash in the draft for re-signing him. Stearns has been very careful about long commitments. Every free agent he signed last offseason is gone, at least for now. Based on these early rumors, it doesn't seem the team is too eager to make any sort of long commitment to a starting pitcher. This doesn't mean things can change. Corbin Burns is the best bet if the team swings and misses on Soto, which they got Soto already, man. Anyway, so a reunion with Manaea would require more than just a year with an opt out after one season like they gave him last winter. He won't break the bank with his next deal. He bucked the trend of 1 year deals with pitchers, which has thus far been the forte of Stearns. So the script certainly feels like it'll flip if the Mets don't sign Soto. Hypothetically speaking, there there's only so long you can target $300 million, 300 plus million 300 plus million free agents and keep the money in the bank with so few starting pitchers under under contract in the coming years. A farm system where many of the arms have hit walls once reaching AAA, and a free agent class next year without as much fruit to pick from. The Mets would be wise to add some kind of permanence to their rotation at the top. Not sure what that. I'm not sure what permanence is about, but I'm not even going to go into details with that. Y'all can look it up for yourselves. Otherwise, they are going to be attempting to catch lightning in a bottle with guys like Manaea Montas and Luis Severino yearly. Well, Luis Severino, as I previously talked about in in a previous episode, he is with the Athletics right now. Yeah, he's with the Athletics right now. As I talked about it episodes ago. So yeah, I can check out that episode right there. And then I actually um yeah, and I actually talked about where the Athletics are going to be playing. Um yeah, I could check out those episodes 84 and 85 for that. All right, so let's see. It's just not going to always work. Now, another rumor alert in the air is Luis Arias. Now, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. And I just heard what you call it, Jake Brown, who has a new a new daily show actually called Mets Daily. Yeah, I can check that out on the YouTube channel page. It he actually breaks down on the Mets players and the financial stuff. So y'all can subscribe to Mets Daily on the YouTube channel page, as well as the Sick Podcast Mets Magic. So y'all can check that out as well. So um all right, so another rumor alert in the air is that the New York Mets rumors of interest in Luis Arias weren't so much dissatisfying as much as they were a surprise. He's a good player and could definitely make the Mets better as long as they added a second slugger to the roster. Arias shouldn't be the lone addition to a lineup already containing Jeff McNeil and Starling Marte. Barnes in Lancaster, Pennsylvania would have more power. Money is a strong motivator, and the need for the San Diego Padres to lower their payroll should have them pushing at least one of their higher priced players out the door. There hasn't been much thought of them shopping a player such as Fernando Tatis Jr. Dylan Cease seems to be the other commonly mentioned name alongside Arias. Things might have turned a little bit yesterday. Arbitration eligible players had a deadline on Thursday to come to an agreement with their teams. While this isn't a hard deadline, and teams can come to terms with players to avoid arbitration. Um, we do see one of a small number of players around the league who failed to come to an agreement reside on the Padres roster. A stud who bloomed on the mound last season, Michael King, is on the verge of being a disgruntled Padres player they might want to consider trading now before he flees in the offseason out of spite. The only way the Mets trade anything of value to the Padres for Luis Arias should be if they can get a guy like Michael King paired with him. Sheesh. The Mets have enough ex-New York Yankees on their roster already. What's the harm in adding one more? Bringing in one of the better players traded in the Juan Soto deal last winter would be a victory worthy of tugging on your suspenders in a gloating fashion whenever in conversation with a Yankees fan. For those who don't wear suspenders, just saying nah 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 boo boo should suffice. Oh shit. Oh man. Oh shit. King hits free agency after this year and looks like he's on the verge of being the latest ex reliever about to challenge for a sign. Finished seventh in the vote last year, going 13-9 with a 2.95 ERA in 30 starts and a relief appearance for the Padres. Always a guy with nasty stuff and terrific numbers, whether he was starting or coming out of the bullpen for the Yankees. He was very much like their Seth Lugo, who never got enough of an opportunity. It might be worse because Lugo at least had a chance early on to start and struggle. King didn't have the same leash. Arias to the Mets only works if the cost is so light. We barely feel it. It's a salary dump. um, King, on the other hand, would require some prospect capital on our part. Look, before I keep going, man, I want to actually say something actually. You know, I don't I don't think it's I don't think it's worth giving up the whole farm for one player. I even said that with the whole Garrett Crochet situation. Giving up prospects for one player is just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it. And I don't understand how how you go from being Jet Williams being untouchable into him being touchable. Like, come on, man. Really? Like, seriously, man. And then I'm not even gonna go to the Vladdy situation. I'll save that topic for a future episode, man. I'll save that for a future episode right there, man. But the thing is, man, like giving away prospects and stuff, do not touch Brendan Sproat. Do not touch um Luis Angel Acuna. Do not even touch Carson Bench. Do not even think about touching Brendan Sproat either. And I hear some YouTubers talking about you got to give to get. That part may be true, but is it worth it? Because to me, that shit don't sound worth it to me. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to make my point right there, man. And also, man, when I look at this off season, I think of it as a recruitment process. Yeah, you're not gonna get the you're not gonna get the sexier, flashy names or whatever, but the off season is not about that. It's not about that. The off season is about who is talented. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter what the fancy name is. You know what I mean? And as far as like trying to fill up holes and question marks and stuff like that, man, it's a long fucking process, man. And I'm not one of those New York Mets fans who is impatient, okay? It takes time to recruit players and pitchers. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. And I'm a typical person who David Stearns knows what the fuck he's doing, man, when it comes to recruiting pitchers and players and whatnot. And I'm not gonna and I'm not even gonna go there on the Peter Alonso thing because I ain't going to say that for a future episode because I need to actually gather up my thoughts involving Peter Alonso based on some YouTube videos, not only from Jake Brown, Ryan Finkelstein, and of course, along with Wardy and along with everybody else that's been talking about this for a while, actually. Um, it's a lot of information for me to process involving Peter Alonso and involving Vladdy Jr. and stuff. So um I wanna I'm gonna leave that for a future episode, folks. So don't worry about that. I will talk about that in the future. So you know what I mean? It's just to me, look, yeah, I know everybody doesn't have patience in life. But at the end of the day, folks, like you can't you can't really act like you have control over everything. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes during the off season, okay? We're not the ones making the decisions. You know what I'm saying? We're not in control of these decisions. And I feel like um and another thing I wanted to touch on a little bit real quick, man. What the hell are the Mets doing? What the hell are the Mets doing, man? Why are you going after a former Yankee, um, Alex Verdugo? I'm gonna leave that as a tease. I'm gonna leave that as a tease for a future episode when I go in depth into why they should not go into getting Alex Verdugo. Okay, I'm gonna save my thoughts on that for a future episode. So thanks for hearing me. Thanks for hearing me out, folks. All right, so as a rental, he shouldn't cost a king's ransom despite the suggestion by his name. If we all follow the path of our names to a literal sense, Cease would stop doing everything. Something valuable but not heartbreaking for the Mets farm system is a fair enough assessment for a guy with a ton of talent, but only 1 year of control. You don't intentionally go around making moves just to rub it in the Yankees' faces. That's purely a bonus. Things may end up um copacetic. Hold up. Things may end up copacetic between the Padres and King, or maybe not. His salary won't his salary year, excuse me, won't be extraordinary with the two sides already exchanging figures. King wanted $8.8 million dollars and the team failed for 7.325 million dollars. Oh wow. Wowzers. Wowzers, man. Damn, that's a lot of money. Shit. Um yeah, so if it in a trade also involving Arias and awards them with something before he dashes next off season. It's something for the Padres to consider. Use the Mets and their financial might. We won't mind. I don't know about that one right there, man. I really don't know about that one right there. So let's see. Um, oh boy. What the hell? All right, so let me see. Um, let me see this shit. Um, yeah. All right, so I'm not even gonna go there. Wait, hold on. So back in 2017, the most talked about player in the New York Mets organization was Ahmad Rosario. Not only was he the top prospect in their system, but the number one overall prospect in baseball, according to several prospect lists. Michael Salfino of the Wall Street Journal went as far as to call him the next Derek Jeter. He's no Derek. He is no listen. He is no Derek Jeter, man. Like, stop trying to overhype this guy, man. Like, for real though, man. Like, can we stop with the overhype and comparisons and shit? Like, come on now. Like, come on, man. Like, seriously, what's with the overhype, man? Like, stop overhyping the guy. Anyway, yeah, right. He is no Derek Jeter, man. He is no Derek Jeter. All right, so it seemed like the Mets had developed a superstar. Unfortunately, the Mets Rosario. Unfortunately for the Mets, Rosario never lived up to to this hype. Over his 4 seasons in New York, Rosario slashed 268 302, 403 with 32 home runs, 148 RBIs, an OPS plus of 91, and a WRC plus of 84. Nowhere near the production he had in the minors or what was expected of him. Many left, many have felt his greatest contribution to the Mets was being part of the package that landed them Francisco Lindor. That was a good choice. You know what I'm saying? That was a good choice. Yet, despite not being the player everyone projected him to be. Hold on. Rosario still has a role in the majors. A role that many teams find desirable. Rosario recently landed a one-year deal with the Washington Nationals worth $2 million to be their utility man. Hmm. Just a sec. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to put it on mute because of the siren. All right, so all right, so a role that's become too familiar for the former top prospect. This isn't the first time that Rosario has netted himself a one-year contract. Last offseason, he signed a one-year deal worth $1.5 million from the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays viewed him the same way the Nationals did. Hmm. A guy that can be a nice utility man, but nothing more. A good guy to have off your bench, but not someone you can expect to play 140 plus games a year and produce at a high level. So, why Ahmed Rosario is still valuable to major league teams, you ask? There are several reasons why Rosario's career has gone down this path. For starters, he has become a decent contact hitter. Between the Rays, Dodgers, and the Reds last season, he had a batting average of 280. Yes, 280. Now, sure, batting average isn't the best way to measure a hitter's performance. However, it does show that Rosario is good at putting the ball in play and reaching safely, a trait you need when getting a limited amount of plate appearances. His speed and base running ability is something that keeps him in the bigs. According to Baseball Savant, he has a sprint speed in the 91st percentile, one of the highest in all of baseball. He also swiped 13 bags on 18 attempts in 2024. With the rule changes as well as the revival of base stealing, having a speedster like Rosario on your bench is a luxury. It makes him the prime candidate for pinch running situations late in ball games. His speed and athletic ability have allowed him to play all over the diamond. He's no longer viewed solely as a middle infielder. In 2024, he played four different positions. That type of versatility gives teams lots of roster flexibility. They don't have to worry about getting a backup for every position because they know Rosario can handle it. Although Rosario isn't the superstar everyone was expecting, he's still a valuable piece for any major league team. All right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute here. What? What? Wait a minute here. Um, no. Just a sec. Just a second. Um, this is crazy, man. All right. I think I'm gonna save this topic for another time actually. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. All right, let's talk about the top 5 draft pick that happened recently. All right. Let's see. Top 5 draft pick. Hold on a second. Um, let's talk about the let's talk about this though, man. The top hold on. Yes, we'll talk about the top 5 draft pick. All right. And the process behind this actually. I've been waiting to actually cover this. So let's get into it in the next segment right here in Quick Side Bleacher Bar. Yes, this is a sports segment that I created, okay? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so this is the quick side bleacher bar segment in sports, which involves baseball news as well, involving the New York Mets. So here we go. All right. Um, all right, here's what's happening. So, of course, last month there was a Rule 5 draft pick. So, and this is according to the folks from Sports Illustrated. So let's take a look here. While not of the magnitude of the signing of Juan Soto or the attempts to bring Pete Alonso back, there still has been other news from the New York Mets. But in a bit of a surprise, the Mets didn't select anyone in the Rule 5 draft and instead lost former top prospect Mike Vasil as he was selected by the Philadelphia Phillies today. As reported by Mets beat writer Tim Healy, the Phillies subsequently traded Vasil to the Tampa Bay Rays while also grabbing relief pitcher Nate Lavender from New York, which is yeah, he's also injured. I'll talk about him in the next episode. Um Yeah, this is crazy though, man. Yeah, that's crazy. And so these 2 pitchers got traded. That's gotta suck, man. That has to suck. Yeah. All right. So Vasil, a 24-year-old right-handed starting pitcher, was selected in the eighth round of the 2021 amateur draft out of the University of Virginia. He posted a 1.29 ERA in 3 games in the Florida Coast League in 2021. Vassell then pitched for 3 teams in the Mets organization in 2022, going 4-2 with an ERA of 3.53 in 18 games. But after a promising 10 games in Double A Binghamton in 2023, in which he posted an ERA of 3.78 with 57 strikeouts in 51 innings. Vassell struggled at Triple A Syracuse, going 12-14 with an ERA of 5.78 in 207 innings. That doesn't sound good. In 2024, the righty regressed even further with a 6.04 ERA at AAA, prompting the Mets to leave him unprotected in the Rule 5 draft. Should Vassell fail to make the Rays 40-man roster, he would return to the Mets. We'll see. As for Lavender, he was selected in the 14th round of the 2021 amateur draft. The left-handed reliever has had more success in the minor leagues than Vassell, going 10-6 with 13 saves and an ERA of 2.41 in 115.2 innings over 7 games. However, he was limited to just 5 games and 7 innings last season with Triple A Syracuse before undergoing season-ending Tommy John surgery, which I'll talk about in the next episode of what happened to him. He may not see any action in the ensuing 2025 season. All right. All right. So what's next we're going to talk about here? Um, all right, and so this took place. All right, so Tuesday was the deadline. This took place 2 months ago actually. That took place at 6 p.m. Eastern. The deadline for teams to add players to their 40-man rosters and protect them from the Rule 5 draft has passed, but the New York Mets roster remains at 34. As first reported by the Athletics Will Salmon, um, the Mets did not make any additions to their 40-man roster before the deadline, leaving several players exposed to the Rule 5 draft. Among those unprotected are right-handed pitching prospects Dom Hamill, ranked number 15 in the Mets farm system by MLB Pipeline, and Mike Vassell, ranked number 18. And Will Salmon states the Mets aren't expected to make any 40-man roster additions before the Rule 5 protection deadline. So Hamill, age 25, was drafted by the Mets in the third round of the 2021 MLB draft, armed with a 92 and 95 between 92 and 95 miles per hour four-seam fastball and a high-spin slider. The Dallas Baptist College alum impressed at lower levels before struggling at AAA. In 2024, which was last year, Hamill posted a 6.79 ERA over 27 starts with Syracuse, striking out 124 and walking 77 in 124.1 innings. That's not good. For context, excuse me, New York Yankees starting pitcher and 2024 American League Rookie of the Year, Luis Gil, posted the same walk total, which led MLB in 27.1 innings. More innings. Vasil, age 24, was selected 5 rounds after Hamill in the same draft class. He was viewed as one of the Mets' rising prospects heading into last season, but struggled with a 6.04 ERA and 1.54 whip in his first AAA stint. Over 29 appearances, 27 starts in 2024, he struck out 109 and walked 52. If either player is selected in the MLB's rule on December 11th, which took place a month ago, they must remain on the active 26-man roster all season to stay with the team that selected them. If the team cuts the player, the Mets can purchase his contract for $50,000. Wow. That's $50,000. There is also a minor league phase of the Rule 5 draft, but players selected in that portion are not required to stay on a specific roster and cannot be offered back to their original team. Given Hamill and Vasil's rocky 2024 seasons, it is not a lock that another team will select them for its 26-man roster. However, both remain intriguing prospects, and their near MLB readiness could make them appealing to a team willing to take a chance on their potential, particularly as bullpen options. A recent example of a player taken from the Mets in the Rule 5 draft is right-handed reliever Daniel Nunez after injuring his elbow with the San Francisco Giants spring training in 2021 and undergoing Tommy John surgery. He was returned to the Mets at season's end. Nunez has become a key part of New York's bullpen, posting a 2.31 ERA with 48 strikeouts over 35 innings in 2024. Other notable players left available for Rule 5 selection include spring training standout left-handed Nate Lavender, injury-riddled third round pick Matt Allen, and 27-year-old utility man like Luke Ritter, who hit 26 home runs and drove in 93 RBIs at AAA last season. Below is the full list of players up for grabs. So you got catchers Hayden Singer, Matt O'Neill, Drake Osborne, Vincent Perozzo, Luke Ritter, J.T. Schwartz, Rowdy Jordan, William Lugo, Junior Tillian, Jeffrey De Los Santos, and Wyatt Young. Matt Rudick, Omar De Los Santos. Pitchers includes Dom Hamill, Mike Vasil, Nate Lavender, Matt Allen, um, Ja Will Me Ramirez, Joanna Suarez, TJ Shook, Luis Moreno, Felipe De La Cruz, Landon Marceau, Douglas or- Orellana, Luis R. Rodriguez, Trey McLaughlin, Josh Hedgecock, Nolan Clenny, Joshua Corneli, Ramon Gomez, Leonel Ovales, and Jeremy per P. Guerrero. All right. Let's see. Let's see what else. Let me see what else I have to cover. Um, what else to cover? Oh yeah. Let me see. Let's talk. Let me see. Um, let's see. So, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, another okay, so according to Sporting News, I want to actually close this so I'm gonna get copy strike. So, the New York Mets, according to Sporting News, have made several additions to this offseason, most overshadowed by the signing of Juan Soto. One of their risky additions could open the door for an in house option to succeed if things do not work out. The Mets signed Clay Holmes to a 3-year, $38 million deal this winter. However, they plan to use him as a starter. If the move does not work out, fan-sided Noah Wright noted that Jose Butto could take his spot in the rotation. And Jose Butto would likely be one of the Mets' go-to options if Holmes falters in the rotation. The right-hander finally got an extended look against major league batters in 2024, working as a swingman type pitcher, wrote Wright. He made 7 starts in 30 games, tossing 74 total innings. Not only he not only did he get to pitch a decent amount of frames, but he was also an effective pitcher. Butto had a 2.55 ERA in 30 games last season. He notched 79 strikeouts as well. In his He pitched 38 innings and had a 3.08 ERA. While he was more successful out of the bullpen, moving Holmes back to the bullpen could allow Butto to develop as a starter. Holmes has not made a start since 2018 when he was with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was a 2-time All-Star with the New York Yankees, but both times he was selected as a reliever. The Mets are hoping Holmes finds success as a starter and serves as a complement to Frankie Montas and Sean Manaea in 2025. We will see. We will see. So that's to be determined. We will see what happens here. So I'm not making any predictions whatsoever. I'm not making any predictions whatsoever. So all right. So let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Um let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Um uh let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hold up. Hold up a second. Um let's see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Right. Um, okay, let's talk about this one right here. Let's talk about this one right here. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Before I go into it. Oh, yeah, let's talk let's talk Michael Hobbs, man. You know what I mean? Michael Hobbs actually. So let me see. Where did I put that? Let's see. Okay. So Michael Hobbs, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Um so so the Mets purchased a contract of a right-handed pitcher, Michael Hobbs from the Los Angeles Dodgers in the Rule 5 draft um triple A phase. Okay, so let's get into I don't think there's any. Look, I want to take a look at something actually. Hold up. Michael Hobbs, New York Mets. Okay. Let's see what this information is. So let's get into let's see. So all right. All right, let me see. Michael Hobbs. Mhm. All right. Let's get into this right here. So on this note, man, I'm trying to look for some information involving him. So um let's see. Mhm. All right, all right, all right. All right. So because the Mets lost two pitchers in the Rule 5 draft pick, right? So um so they decide to grab um let me see, Michael Hobbs. I'm trying to figure out damn. All right. Just give me 1 second, folks. Okay. So Michael Hobbs from the Dodgers. Okay. So The Mets did make one selection of their own in the minor league phase, grabbing right-handed pitcher Michael Hobbs from the Dodgers. Hobbs is 20. Hobbs, age 24, is a relief pitcher who tallied a 2.97 ERA and a 4.00 FIP at Double A last season. He appeared as a name of interest on FanGraphs 2024 Dodgers prospect list as a potentially interesting reliever due to his velocity and above average extension. Okay, let's see. All right. Now, normally, I don't usually rely. I don't usually rely on fan graphs, but you know, um, yeah, there's a whole list. There's a whole list, man. You know what I mean? There's a whole list, though. Let me see if there's any more information about this guy. Um, just a sec. Um, okay. Um, let's see. Hold on one second, folks. Yeah, so they got Michael Hobbs. That's actually a good thing. Actually, they took him from the Dodgers. Anyway, let me see if there's anything else I need to um if there's anything else I need to talk about. Let's see. Yes, Sean Harney. Let's talk about him. Sean Harney. Yeah, Sean Harney. We'll talk about him. Hold on, Sean Harney. Here we go. Here we We'll talk about him. So, um, all right. So the Tampa Bay Rays have traded right-handed pitcher Sean Harney to the New York Mets, the team announced Friday afternoon. Harney was the Rays' eighth-round pick in the 2022 MLB draft out of the University of Kentucky. He previously attended the University of Massachusetts, Amherst. Since turning pro that summer, Harney has appeared in 63 minor league contests, starting 17. Hang on, starting 17. The 26-year-old righty from Boston has spent most of the past two in high A, but he has logged some time A each year. Tampa Bay is getting international bonus pool money back from New York as part of the deal. This marks the second trade between the Rays and the Mets over the past few weeks. November 19th, Tampa Bay dealt outfielder Jose Siri, who I just previously talked about in episode 83. Yeah, I can check that out too. To the New York in exchange for intriguing up and coming reliever Eric Orzi. Yeah. Harney was not among the Rays' highest ranking prospects, but his track record in their farm system has been pretty solid. He is 5-0 with a 3.12 ERA, 1.31 whip, and 8.3 strikeouts per 9 innings at the high A level compared to his his 0-0 record. 3.14 ERA, um 0.767 0.767 whip, and 7.5 strikeouts per 9 innings in AA. Across his entire minor league career, Harney boost a 2.80 strikeout to walk ratio. Harney is unlikely to compete for a spot on the Mets major league roster or even their 40-man roster. He could bring solid organizational depth to a club that is in for some significant turnover in the bullpen this winter. On top of trading away Orzi, Adam Ottavino, he's not coming back. Ryan Stanek, I think they should bring back. Phil Maton, he got let go. Brooks Raley, not sure when he's coming back, due to that injury. Jake Dietman is not coming back, and Drew Smith, also is not coming back as well. So, you know what I mean? Are all currently free agents. All right. So there you go, right there. Um, what else, man? So let's see. Let's see. Well, Alex Ramirez, he got let go recently, most recently, but he returned. He returned actually. So let's get into him. The Mets brought back outfielder Alex Ramirez on a minor league contract. Reports Will Salmon of the Athletic. It's unclear whether the 21-year-old will get a non-roster invite to MLB spring training. Ramirez returns to the only organization for which he suited up. He suited up in his career. The righty hitting outfielder was the centerpiece of New York's international signing class back in 2019. New York signed him out of the Dominican Republic for a little over two. What is it? Wait a minute here. Over 2 million, $2 multi-million. Wow. Hold on. Let me fact check myself, man. Let me see. When it comes to money, let's see. Let's see. What does MM stand for in money? Okay. Um, let's see. Oh, wait. So what does the double M stand for? Oh boy. Okay. Let's see. What does it mean? What does it even mean? Hold up. What does MM stand for in in dollars. Let's see. Let's see. Million. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to figure this out. Hmm. MM. MM. In baseball. Okay. In baseball, I should have been more clear. All right. Huh? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute here. The so MMD abbreviation. Let's see. What does MM stand for? Oh, wait. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute here. I know it stands for millions, but I'm really confused, man. I'm I'm fucking confused. I'm fucking confused. Hold on a second here. So let's see. So millions. What does double M stand for? This is so weird. I know it stands for millions, but all right, so the double M part kind of threw me off here. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what that stands for, because hold on a second, because if I can actually, oh, oh, moneymaker, moneymaker. Could that be it? Could that be it? Yeah, I believe that's what that stands for. Actually, hold up. Yeah, yeah, I believe that's what it stands for. So, yeah, I said multi-million, right? Multi-million, and it's 2 million, or is it moneymaker? I could be wrong. I just had to look it up real quick. Actually, y'all could let me know what the double M stands for when it comes to money. All right, so Ramirez hit well in the low minors as a teenager. Baseball America ranked him among the club's top five prospects to 2023, while both BA and MLB Pipeline had him near the back of their overall top 100 rankings. Wait, wait. Hold on. Hold on a second here. Hold on. I need to actually take a look at something. So BA, right? I want to make sure. I want to make sure that I want to make sure I get this correct. So what does BA stand for in baseball? All right, let's see. Okay, so let's see. So this is baseball average. All right. So BA stands for batting average in baseball, which is a statistic that measures a player's hitting performance by dividing the number of hits by the number of at bats. A higher batting average indicates better hitting success. So that's what that stands for, folks. For those of you who may not know what BA is, that's batting average. Okay, got it. All right. So, um, 2 years of subpar minor league production has sapped his prospect value. Ramirez hit 221, 310, 317 in high A in 23. The Mets nevertheless put him on their 40-man roster to keep him out of the Rule 5 draft. Ramirez held his 40-man spot but had another rough season in the minors. He hit just 210, 291, 299 with 5 homers across 123 games for Double-A Binghamton. His strikeout and walk profile was reasonable, but it's the second straight season in which he had a complete lack of power. New York opted not to tender a contract, not to tender Ramirez a contract at the non-tender deadline. That sent him to free agency without putting him on waivers. Teams often try to re-sign players in Ramirez's situation on opportunities. Ramirez seemingly didn't find a club that was willing to offer him a big league contract, so he'll stick with the Mets and look for better results at the plate in the high minors. All right, so there you go right there. There you go right there. I think I had who did I have on that list? Let me see. Yeah, Austin Adams. I forgot about that. Austin Adams. I forgot about that. I will get to that right now. I will get to that right now, actually. So, yeah. So another particular rumor I didn't get a chance to talk about is but he's not coming to the Mets. Unfortunately, according to the folks from Yard Barker, um, the Red Sox have agreed to terms on a minor league contract with free agent reliever Austin Adams, as was first reported by KPRC's Ari Alexander. The deal, which is still pending a physical, includes an invite to Major League Spring Training and would be worth $1.5 million if Adams makes Boston's active roster. Hmm. Wow. Um. Okay. So that's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting right there, man. Um. Hold on one second. Adams, age 33, is a veteran of 8 big league seasons who spent all of 2024 with the Athletics after being acquired from the Mets for cash considerations in March. The right-hander posted a 3.92 ERA, 4.47 FIP with 53 strikeouts to 23 walks over 56 relief appearances. That's 41 and one third innings before being shut down with forearm tendonitis in mid August. He was outrighted off Oakland's 40-man roster in late October, which allowed him to reach free agency. Damn. Damn, son. Yeah, that's gotta really be something, right? Um A Tampa native, Adams was originally selected by the Angels in the 8th round of the 2012 draft out of South Florida. So the righty was traded to the Nationals in December 2016 and debuted for Washington the following July. He has since forged a lifetime 4.10 ERA. which is, and of course, 3.98 FIP with a 31.6% strikeout rate and 13.9% walk rate in 188 career outings, which includes 155 2/3 innings between the Nationals 2017 to 2019, Mariners 2019, Padres 2020 to 2022, Diamondbacks 2023, and the Athletics 2024. Although he has struggled with his command in the past, um, he hit 42 batsmen since 2021. Adams has proven to be effective when throwing strikes, as evidenced by the fact that opposing hitters have batted just .199 against him throughout his career. The 6'3", 220-pound hurler relies heavily upon his upper 80s slider, thrown nearly 74% of the time this past season, and can mix in a lower 90s fastball and an occasional sinker as well. Adams, who turns 34 in May, should get an opportunity to compete for a spot in Boston's opening day bullpen alongside fellow non-roster invitees Isaiah Campbell, Michael Fulmer, Brian Mata, and Wyatt Mills once camp begins in February. If he does not make the team, he will likely provide the Red Sox with an experienced depth option at AAA Worcester to open the 2025 season. All right, so let's see. Let's see what else we can talk about here. Oh, the return. Hold on. Oh, we could talk about the return of Grant Hartwig. Hang on, let me see. Where do I have him at? Where do I have him at though? Hold on a second. Um yeah. Let me see. Yes. Yes. So after letting go of these top prospects earlier in the offseason, the New York Mets are opting to bring back these rising prospects on minor league deals. Will Salmon of The Athletic is reporting that New York is resigning both outfielder Alex Ramirez, which I just talked about, and relief pitcher Grant Hartwig to minor league deals. Both had been non-tendered this last month, which was November. Um, so yeah, so Will Salmon says, in quote, the Mets and outfielder Alex Ramirez have agreed to a minor league deal. League source tells The Athletic. Ramirez was viewed as a prospect for a while, but his development has stalled in Double A, particularly at the plate. Still, he had a strong market as a free agent. Of course, obviously, Ramirez, who has struggled offensively in the minor leagues for the Mets, was viewed as having a strong free agent market, according to Salmon. Once regarded as one of the organization's top prospects, the 20-year-old will get another chance to show his potential to the team that drafted him. The outsider showed some promise with the bat in 2022 for both single A St. Lucie and high A Brooklyn, as he combined to hit 281, 340, 346, 436 with 30 doubles, 7 triples, 11 home runs, and 21 stolen bases. However, Ramirez struggled in 2023 as he spent the whole year at high A, hitting 221, 310, 371 with just 7 home runs and 53 RBIs in 457 at bats. He advanced to Double A Binghamton for the 2024 season, but his production dropped even further with a 210, 291, 299 slash line in 123 games. Ramirez's speed has remained a constant bright spot, though as he stole 21 bases in 2023 and 40 in 2024. Yeah, so the Mets, as Will Salmon talked about here, is pitcher right-handed pitcher Grant Hartwig have agreed to a minor league deal. Lead source tells the Athletic. He gets an invite to Major League spring training. Last year, he missed a chunk of time because rookie in 2023. He made 28 appearances. As for Hartwig, the 26-year-old relief pitcher made his major league debut in 2023 for the Mets and went on to make 28 appearances that year. In 35.1 innings pitched, he posted a 4.84 ERA and 1.38 whip with 30 strikeouts. The righty then had an injury-plagued 2024 campaign, pitching just 6.2 innings and allowing 6 runs, 5 earned. Hartwig's season ended in June when he underwent surgery to repair a meniscus tear in his right knee. With the Mets in need of bullpen depth and Ramirez showing promise on offense at the minor league level in the past, resigning both Hartwig and Ramirez are sensible moves for the Mets to make, although neither are considered to be top prospects. Um, with Hartwig no longer being considered a prospect at all, both can potentially play a role for New York in the future. Okay, let's see. That sounds about right. That sounds about right, though, man. Oh, Olivares. Edward Olivares, right? No, hold on. Let's do Christian Scott, man. Let's do Christian Scott real quick. Hang on a second here. Um, let's do Christian Scott. Um, let's do that. Um, all right. So according to the folks from Metsmerize.com, among 512 pitchers who tossed 80 or more innings in the minor leagues in 2023, New York Mets right-hander Christian Scott record the lowest walks plus hits per inning pitched, 0.86, and fielding independent pitching 2.33, while posting the best strikeout minus walk percentage 28.4%. Scott posted a 2.57 ERA in 87.2 innings pitched over 3 levels and was named the organization's minor league pitcher of the year. Scott's prospect status was elevated, particularly with his ability to induce um, swings and misses, while limiting walks. Heading into the 2024 season, Scott was listed as the club's best pitching prospect by MLB Pipeline. After not making uh the top 30 list a year prior, Scott in the 5th round in the 2021 MLB draft out of the University of Florida was an arm many evaluators thought would get a chance to make his major league debut this year. That's last year. Yeah. After 5 April starts with AAA Syracuse, in which Scott struck out 36 batters while allowing only 6 walks over 25.1 innings pitched. The Florida native was promoted to the majors and debuted against the Tampa Bay Rays on the road on May 4th in front of dozens of family and friends. Um, course, let me see. So following three straight hits in the first inning to Yandy Diaz, Richie Palacios, and Isaac Paredes, Scott worked out of trouble by striking out Randy Arozarena and getting Harold Ramirez to ground out into an inning ending double play. He showed just one run on five hits with six strikeouts over innings pitched in the Mets 3-1 loss. Uh, Scott became the first Met to toss at least 6.2 innings while allowing no more than one run in the major league in his major league debut since Jacob DeGrom on May 15th, 2014. His 18 swings and misses were tied with David Peterson September 15th and Tyler McGill September 30th for the most by a Mets pitcher in a road game in 2024. Um, Scott made 9 major league starts in 2024, posting a 4.56 ERA over 47.1 innings. Scott's best work came against right-handed hitters as he limited them to a 236 weighted on base average while posting a 0.83 walks plus hits per inning pitch and a 22% strikeout rate. Following his July 21st start against the Miami Marlins on the road, Scott was placed on the IL um, as he was diagnosed with a right UCL strain. Um, so that's not going to really happen. So I'll talk about the injury even more um, in a in the in a future episode. I'm not going to talk too much about the injury. So okay, so I ain't gonna talk too much about the Chris Scott thing, Christian Scott. Let me see if there's anything else I need to cover. Okay, let's see. Edward Olivares. So let's go to him. Edward Olivares. So let me see. Let me see. Do I? Let me see. Let me see. So let's see. Edward Olivares. Okay. Edward Olivares. Let's see what's going on here with this guy. Yes. It did happen. So, all right. The New York Mets announced on Friday that Dave signed former San Diego Padres outfielder Edward Olivares to a minor league contract with an invitation to Major League Spring Training. Olivares appeared in 13 games with the Padres during the COVID shortened 2020 season, going 6 for 34 with a double, a home run, and 3 runs batted in. The right-hander made the San Diego roster out of big league camp that season and has gone on to play for several teams, including the Royals and Pirates over parts of 5 seasons. Olivares was signed by the Toronto Blue Jays as an international free agent in July 2014, but never made it to the majors with the team. He was traded to the San Diego Padres in 2018 and made his MLB debut with them on July 25th, 2020. Over the following 4 years, the outfielder played for the Kansas City Royals and Pittsburgh Pirates. Short making his debut with the Padres, Olivares was traded to the Royals in August 2020. He played a total of 199 games with Kansas City from 2021 to 2023. His best season came in 2023 when he saw the most playing time that year. Olivares posted a 263, 317, 452 batting line with 12 home runs, 36 RBIs, and 11 stolen bases over 107 games. Olivares was traded to the Pirates in December 2023. Olivares struggled in Pittsburgh, finishing the season with a 224, 291, 333 slash line, 5 home runs, and 23 RBIs in just 55 games. He was designated for assignment by the Pirates on August 8th, cleared waivers, and was sent outright to AAA Indianapolis on August 10th. Olivares chose free agency on October 2nd. Despite posting reasonable numbers, the Royals traded Olivares to Pittsburgh last winter, skeptical he could replicate his 2023 production. That concern proved valid as Olivares struggled during a 55 game stint with the Pirates, batting 224, 291, 333 with 5 home runs. Olivares has shown flashes of intriguing physical tools, including slightly above average contact skills and a 254, 306, 407 career batting line and nearly 1,000 plate appearances. He's a solid runner with plus arm strength, though his defense in the corners remains below average. He will compete for a rational role in Carlos Mendoza's outfield. All right, we have to wait and see. I'll have to really take a look because I don't think he's not on the Mets roster in the major leagues. He's not on the Mets roster right now, but um yeah, it's just um yeah, it's interesting. Okay. Let me see. Let's see. What else? What else can we talk about here? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I was gonna talk about the retirement of Bartolo Colon. Um, I was gonna talk about that, but I had to make a switch. I had to make a switch actually. Um, so yeah. Um, I had to make a switch from the Bartolo Colon retirement since he retired since 2023. You know what I'm saying? So I'm probably gonna end this right now, man. Let's do this, man. Let's end this right now. Hold on one second. Hold on one second here. All right, I got a little announcement that I want to talk about to end this recording actually. So yeah. I'll do a separate episode regarding Bartolo Colon as one of the topics. I will save that for a future episode. So let's get into it right. I'm gonna get into it right now, actually. So, all right. So my announcement in regards to a new social media app, um, where I made a page for this podcast right here, which I'm going to talk about, um, which I'm going to talk about in a sec, actually. So, let me just let me grab this. All right. All right. Let's get into stream choices on the go. All right, folks. Before I even get into where you can, before I even get into where you can follow the podcast and stuff like that on Facebook and other social media apps, I made a page in regards to the sports the s- the sports the sports show Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast. When you go to the link in bio, you're gonna see Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast sports edition show on Blue Sky Social. So please be sure to follow that page on Blue Sky Social. I will be posting some stuff on there in regards to any episodes you guys missed. All right. And also you can follow Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast on Facebook, Threads, along with along with other podcast shows that I do, which is also on Instagram as well, which is you can follow my other podcast shows, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast, the entertainment review show that I do, and I and you can also follow my number one comedy, which is also doing well, going on to its fifth year. Um, Off the Meat Rat Chains New York Avenue podcast. All right, be sure to be sure to follow your host with the most, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. And when you go to the link in bio, you're gonna see a whole list of links for streaming platforms that you can actually look into. You can also download the apps, the streaming platform apps, as I named them, onto your phones and Apple Apple iPhones, Android phones, along with iPads, Android tablets, laptops, include Apple, Mac, and Dell laptop models. All right. Um, so you go to Linktree / Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks Pod. You're gonna see Audible, Odyssey, Amazon Music, Breaker, Bullhorn FM, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Overhaul FM Podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podfriend, Podhound, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Podcast Guru, Podvine, Snip, Spotify for Creators, TuneIn Radio, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the number one app where you can listen to music artists, including rappers, singers in different genres of music, radio stations, and podcast shows, including episodes for free. You don't need a credit card or debit card to download iHeartRadio. All you need to do is follow Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, my sports platform, right here on iHeartRadio and any other stream platforms that I just mentioned. You can also do the same with YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the sports YouTube channel page, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks Podcast. Leave a like and a comment along with the episode and sports topics. And and be sure to also um spread the word, tell a friend. Word of mouth is important. You can add the podcast to your playlist and also enable alerts so you don't miss out on any new any new any new video podcast episode live stream recordings along with the date, day, and time. All right. So you can also you can also um you can also share the podcast along my link tree. So you don't miss out on anything. You can share the link tree link of this podcast right here in sports with your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, people you're cool with from work, and wherever you meet new people, and you can listen, you can stream, and you can actually you can actually of course, like I said, spread the word. Um, it helps the channel grow along with the app and yes, so new episodes are on every streaming platform, including YouTube, whenever you listen, stream, and watch your podcast. All right. So there you go, right there. All right, man. That's gonna do it for me, man. I will be recording episode 87 hopefully tomorrow when I get a chance. So yeah. I'm your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. And I would like to say thank you to every single one of you who took the chance to actually listen to each of the episodes. I really do appreciate that, including international places and everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Remember, the grind doesn't stop, hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard to earn it. It's not going to be given to you on a fucking silver platter. Find your niche, be on your P's and Q's creatively, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. That gets you into your zone alongside with tunnel vision. All right. Um, we also remember there's no manual when it comes to following your heart, following your goals and dreams and your journey. And also, it's not a matter of whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. And like I said earlier, man, when it comes to the off season, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? We're not there to actually, with the decisions and stuff. We're not there. We're just fans, all right? And it's a long process, man. It's a long off season. And I also want to point out something, man, actually, before I even wrap up here, man, which includes how many days, hang on a second, folks. How many days till spring training? So let me just look for the calendar app. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Today is January January 10th. So that's one. Okay, you got Saturday, Sunday. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. All right, so it's between 44 and 43. So there's 44 days. 44 days until spring training starts. All right. And by tomorrow it's going to be 43 days. All right. So 44 days until spring training starts, February the 22nd. All right. Mark your calendars for all you Mets fans out there. And yes, I will see y'all next time in the next episode. You could have listened to any other podcast in sports regarding the New York Mets whatsoever and other sports that I usually cover. But you chose to listen to Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, the Sports Edition show. And I really appreciate every single one of you who took the time to listen to each episode whatsoever. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this off season and everything else in between, man. Um, I will touch on on certain sports topics that I didn't get a chance to cover in this episode. I'm not gonna. I'm going to leave out the Pete Alonso thing because it's gonna take me a while for me to gather up all the information and everything else according to some of the YouTubers. And let me give y'all some YouTube channels before I even get up out of here, man. I forgot to mention. All right, so there are some YouTubers who also have a podcast covering the New York Mets as well. So I want to actually cover this actually. So let me just do a rundown. All right, so you have the Shea and Sons podcast, Till Mets Do His Part, Subway to Shea podcast by Anthony Rivera. You have Empire State of Baseball podcast, Shea Station, Locked On Mets podcast by Ryan Finkelstein, Mets Up podcast as well. You have I think CP changed his YouTube channel name actually. Oh man. Hold on, let me look this up for you. Let me look this up actually before I even boy. Yeah, let me look this up real quick on CP because he changed the name of his YouTube channel. So I want to make sure to actually um, get that out the way. So CP's, hang on a second. Hang on, man. He also covers the New York Mets as well. All right. New York Mets. Hang on 1 second. Yeah. Okay, so he changed the name to CP Mess Talk Podcast. All right. So make sure you actually, I'm going to subscribe to that channel right now. Actually, hold on a second. I forgot. Yeah, CP's True Mess Talk Podcast. Actually, you can tune in. Make sure you subscribe over there. Yes. So, all right. So CP's True Mess Talk Podcast. Meet at the Apple with Vito Calisi and Jonathan Barron. Me at the Apple Podcast. Make sure you go to the New York Mets YouTube channel page, subscribe over there. Um, and of course, Mets Weekly, the Sick Podcast, Mets Magic, the Mets Pod, Mets Podcast, We Gotta Believe, the Call Up, and MLB Prospect Podcast, Top Bunk Sports, Cup of Mets, Subway Sports Talk Podcast, Wardy NYM, a show about the New York Mets. And most recently, I actually subscribed to Mostly Mets and Mets Daily, which is another show that Jake Brown just started. So be sure to subscribe to those channels. Um, and Mets Fix, first time caller, long time listener, Laura Albanese, Filthy Sports. Actually, I'm gonna put that. Yeah, Um, actually, that's non-baseball actually. So I'm gonna cover that as well. So give me a moment. All right, he did this to me podcast. Locked Up Sports. You can subscribe to the Locked Up Sports New York YouTube channel page with some postcasts about the New York Jets, the New York Mets, New York Yankees, New York Giants, and the newly added New York Knicks. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Yes, Mets Therapy, Digging Weekly, and Digging Deep podcast. Of course, non-baseball related, which is everything New York Giants podcast. All right. Also, I want to actually touch on. Let me touch on a few things real quick, actually, before I get up out of here. So, non-baseball is unapologetically Angel by Angel Reese. Um, Filthy Sports I just mentioned. Let's see, and what else? Let's see, Foul Territory, Filthy Sports, um, Unpopular Opinion Sports, Sports Talk Nation. Have Locked On Sports Today podcast, 24/7 stories in the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, and NCAA. Ringer NBA, Mayday with Trevor May, Future of Flushing. All right, so like I said, Locked On New York Giants postcast. Um, yeah, and you have what is it? NFL Good Morning Football. You can catch them on My Nine weekdays at 12 p.m. You can also catch their podcast on all your streaming platforms as well. And let's see what else. I'm right podcast. And we got Talking Baseball MLB podcast, and I believe Bourbon and Baseball podcast. Before I forget, make sure you subscribe to those channels as well. And National League Town, a Mets podcast, and also be sure to actually subscribe to the WFAN YouTube channel where you have the Rico Bronya podcast by Evan Roberts. All right. So I think that's about it. I think that's about it right now though. So I wanted to actually mention this though. To subscribe to those YouTube channels that I just mentioned. Don't forget to subscribe to Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, the Sports Edition show. Be sure to subscribe to my other podcast shows that I do, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast and my number one comedy on my personal primary page, Off the Meat Rat Chains New York Avenue podcast under G Money Stacks 555. All right. So that way, if you missed out on any episodes whatsoever, please feel free to do some catching up before before I have new episodes dropping. All right. So yeah, man. I wanted to get that out the way before I even went out without a hitch. So I appreciate this, man. I appreciate your time. Um, I'll be back next time with new episodes, new sports topics involving the New York Mets and everything else. I'm going to try my best to grow not only this podcast but also my other podcast shows that I do throughout 2025, which is my only particular goal, which is part of my goals and dreams actually. Um, so there you go, right there, folks. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions because to me, it's a fucking lot. It's a fucking lot of pressure. So it's not something I really think much. I only think about the goals and dreams. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. All right, I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. Make sure y'all keep yourselves warm. Um, I know it's been a tough week with the forest fires in California and everything else in between, which I will cover in my comedy future episode. So stay tuned for that. And I know it's been a rough day with the Bronx 5 alarm fire blaze. And yeah, y'all stay safe, take it easy, stay liquid, and of course, you know, you know, live your best life, man. And also, one thing I want to say here is let's fucking go, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope David Stearns and Steve Cohen and everything else could get everything fucking done and settle this whole this standoff shit with Pete Alonso and all the other stuff, man. So I'll touch on that in a future episode. So thank you for your time. I'm out. Peace. Good night, everybody. Let's fucking go Mets, man. Good night.